Yeah, so I have quite a poor memory, actually. My memory is quite bad. And so I have a difficult time with questions about that kind of thing. Well, I should say maybe this is normal, but I just think in like kind of disconnected images. Sure. So like vignettes. I can't really. So hopefully that's helpful. I can just give you a few vignettes that I remember. I remember when I was 8 years old, going to Zeller's with my own money and buying Michael Jackson's Bad on cassette. I remember that very clearly. Yeah, and it was one of the cassettes that, remember they were really tall. They'd be in like this useless plastic thing so that they could merchandise them and you could flip through them. So it was this cassette in this giant plastic cartridge, and it was my own money, and I was so proud of it. I remember my dad and my stepmom went to Universal Studios or something. Didn't take us kids. We stayed home. But they brought back a keyboard, some sort of like Casio or something keyboard. And I remember just playing that. I remember working out the soundtrack to Jurassic Park, which sounds pretty nerdy when I say it out loud, but I must have spent hours trying to play that. That and Forrest Gump, two of the most beautiful soundtracks of all time.
Equally beautiful to each other.
And I would just learn them by ear. My mom is like pretty severely mentally ill, and my parents split up when I was quite young, when I was about 8. And so I spent most of my time, or a lot of my time, living with my mom, and she was pretty unwell. And so she's one of the many things that she deals with is manic depression. So she gets really depressed, but then she gets really manic. And so she would get really manic and like enroll me in drums lessons and buy me a drum kit. And all of a sudden I'd be playing drums and I'd have a drum kit, and then like, I don't know, in my mind it feels like a long time, but maybe it was only like a matter of 2 months or something later. We would have to sell the drum kit, and we would need the money because we were always on welfare and stuff and lived in public housing. So at various times, I think the very first thing I was put in my hand was a violin when I was 4. And I don't remember for how long I played that. I think there was a saxophone at some point.
Oh, jeez.
I tried to make sounds on, unsuccessfully. There were drums.
Well, I'm sure you successfully made sounds.
I made sounds. Well, that's one of the few instruments where it's hard to actually even make a sound on it. Like that's just level 1. Make noise out of this. Is that a good enough answer?
It's a great answer.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
As far back as I can remember, there was music. My mom had a great record collection. I remember we had Dan Fogelberg.
Okay, yeah.
And Stan Fogelberg, Nobody Gonna Break My Stride.
Yeah.
Is that Dan Fogelberg? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man, what a song. So that we playing on vinyl. She had the first Tracy Chapman record that played like crazy. That was probably a cassette, but that played like crazy. Supertramp, I think we had.
I'm hearing all kinds of songs that I'm hoping that you cover soon. That's what I'm.
It's all just seeped into my blood. And then my mom herself, when she had more control of her motor skills and stuff, was a really good, really talented, creative person herself, and she played a lot of classical guitar. And I barely remember that, but I'm sure growing up I heard her playing Stairway to Heaven or something on classical guitar.
That quintessential classical guitar song. Stairway to Heaven.
It is.
It is. Yeah.
It is on classical guitar, right? I think.
Yes, it is.
It certainly sounds like it. Yeah. Very medieval.
Yeah.